without paying the additional premium. And, being as long as you stay outside of the rare coins, yeah, you're right. Most people do not understand the rare coin. But the $20 gold pieces is not that difficult to understand and how to obtain the values. Any addition to that, Bob?
I think we didn't even discuss the 5 and 10s. $5 Indians and the $10 Liberties. They are not worth as much as, or half as much, a quarter as much, approximately, as the 1-ounce coin. So you can get them in lower denominations. You left that out, which I think is an important point.
It is an important.
And what's that?
It is an important point, but also by going down into smaller type coins, you usually will pay more for your gold. So again, it's based on what you have in your portfolio before you get into the fractional pieces and whether they are a good buy and a good value at that time. But usually the smaller you go, the more you're going to pay for your gold. So you're kind of defeating your purpose.
Well, not really. There's a reason for everything, and, it's like tomatoes. There's 2 bags of tomatoes, and there's one bag that's, worth $10 a bag, and the other bag is worth $17 a bag, and you pay up because the second bag has just been picked, and they'll last longer. And the first bag is getting to go ripe, and so you want to use them right away, you have to. So it's the same with coins. You have to pay up to get, how would I put it, something that's more easily tradable. Let's put it that way.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, you can certainly have fractional pieces in order to make smaller and to smell at smaller prices. But based on what you have and based on what you're putting into the market, I mean, it's okay to have some. But if I was looking to spend $10,000, or $20,000, I don't think I'd put it all into fractional pieces, because you don't get as much gold. And I guess it's kind of a balance. I'm almost to the point of balancing things to a fault. I think it all has to have reason. It all has to have balance. It all comes back to the suitability of the investment and what you're purchasing for. But you're right, bartering is very important, and being able to purchase things is very important.
I think that answers the question.
Next question is, I see in the last couple of years a lot of these automated machines that exchange your pennies for paper. Do you believe that when the price of silver and gold are out of reach of most people and the middle class are wiped out, will the value of copper increase and be a form of currency as well?
No. No chance of it. Too much mineable copper in the world. And it'll never be a monetary metal until it gets scarce. When that is happening, I don't know. I know that they can even mine copper off the floor of the ocean. So I don't think that's going to happen.
And, you discussed this many times. You have lots of questions about the various countries, Central and South America. And could you comment on the social, political, and economic situation? How will it change? And I believe he's looking directly to Belize.
Well, Belize was one of the British colonies, so Spanish and English is spoken there, mostly English for business. And Belize is a pretty place. It's a nice place. And if you live there, you'll get cabin fever. It's like living in the Bahamas. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. So if you're someone who wants to sit in the shade all day, every day, and do nothing, then Belize would be a good place for you. Now, sure, you can go diving and even deep diving. I think it's some wonderful diving to do there. But it's a relatively primitive country, and I know people who have lived there. One of them lived on a boat, and both peoples left there and went to Mexico. And they said there just wasn't anything to do. We were going crazy, so we sold the boat or pulled up stakes and went to Mexico where there's more things to do. So that's been my experience. I've never been to Belize, but it's probably a good place to live. There's nothing wrong with it. But don't expect anything exciting to happen, or don't expect there's going to be something to do. I don't know what the medical and dental is like there. I can't say because I don't know.
According to CNN, the Dow has rallied on an upbeat China news on foreclosure fixed plan. So how much of all that news coming out of China that they're going to save the day for everybody?
They ain't going to save anything.
So.
No, it's an elongated process, and there's still going to be a lot of people going under, and all they're doing is putting it off, and at the same time allowing the American taxpayers to take all these losses. The people who did things properly are being penalized, and all the speculators and liars who committed a felony lying on their applications for a loan, they're getting rewarded. Sounds like a typical communist state.
Why is the COMEX still in business?
Because the government wants it to be in business, and the thieves that inhabit COMEX want it to keep on functioning so that they can continue to rope in the public and fleece them.
You allude to, this has been from William, you allude to the possibility that the U.S. government is buying stocks and attempting to drive markets higher during this downtime. Is there an estimate by percentage of the total market ownership of U.S. equities by the government?
No, and they'll never tell you. It's another state secret. On this probe, both into Stanford as well as Madoff, the SEC has said they won't tell anybody anything because it's a state secret. And every time you see a bit of skullduggery going on, that's the answer you're going to get. They just lie about everything.
He says, more to the point, just who is the private investor bidding against in the market? If it's the government, then you can never get a fair price as they would by their involvement set the price.
And that's true. And, what do you do about that?
Buy gold? I
knew I was going to get that answer just somehow.
Did you? You mean?
Hey, you never told me what the USDX did today. Or did you?
Yeah, I did.
God, I'm losing it.
It was 87.
I must be getting old.
I just remembered today. It was 88.57.
Gosh, you got a great memory. I remember now because I said it was only a short ways away from the breakout. I don't think that breakout's going to stick.
Regarding derivatives, after the mortgages were bundled and sold off, what exactly happened to them after that? And more importantly, please explain why they are now regarded as the catalyst which is taking down our economic system.
Well, I think the real problem with derivatives, which really is insurance, is that insurance companies would use actuarial tables to guess how they should price policies. And how they should price policies. And when these people wrote derivatives, what they did was they didn't do that. They just wrote them naked and hoped for the best. It was like a gambling casino. So that's why it's such a problem. I mean, you're looking at $600 trillion worth of derivatives, of which maybe 5% are worthless. Oh, that's a lot of money. What is it? I don't know what the figure is, but it's large. And that's what